Hey everybody, Savat the Mighty here, aka Doom Piggy, and I'm back with another Eve Echoes video. Today's video, I want to address one thing first, and that is we have hit 400 subscribers. Thank you everyone who has helped me get to the 400 subscribers, and I really do appreciate that. It has been a long journey, and it's amazing to hit these milestones, and I've had a lot of great input from everyone in the community, awesome feedback in the comments, and just some of the most wonderful people to interact with on a daily basis while I'm producing these videos. That being said, please join us in the Discord. There's other amazing content creators if you don't already know about them. Together We Solo, Eternal Echoes. We're actually getting some visits by other content creators as well. B8KD is dropping in sometimes, so there's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening within our Discord, and a lot of different events and things are being planned. So that being said, again, I really do appreciate everything. Thank you so much. But I also want to give my plans for 2021. So as far as the content that I do make goes, so far it's all been mostly solo content. I want to actually try to do more live streams, so I'm trying to make it to where I do at least one live stream a week. And so I'll try to be live streaming on Saturdays. During those live streams as well, I do want to do some events with people. So I want to get together with the community more and actually do group events. Now, during this group events, I actually want to see different types of ships and how they interact. I want to do some of the stuff with logistic ships and some of the guardian ships and things like that, and see how they perform and what they do in the missions for the purposes of doing PvE content and possibly PvP content. Talking about the PvP content, I also want to do more PvP content in 2021, and I do, as I've shown, have an ult that I'm building up for that. And it's going to be a bit harder to get the video footage for that, but as I get better at it, I'll start having more and more videos for the PvP stuff as well. And not forgetting that I do mainly focus on PvE, so those videos won't be all the time on the channel, just to have something different. So I do have plans on doing more group content. There's still always going to be the fitting videos on the channel. As I get new ships, I'm going to showcase off what I have. As I get new skills, I'll keep you guys updated with that as well, so there's going to be more of the same as it comes with that. The reason why I started this video here is because I had a little bit of jumps to get out here, and I don't think there's a station. As you can see, I'm in my Phantasm again. I'm still trying to get my feet wet with this ship, and so I'm picked up a 7 million encounter. This counter is Hidden Threat hard, so we're flying out there to go ahead and do that as well. That brings me to one of the other things that I want to do. I want to actually delve into the lore of Eve Echoes. So I want to do kind of what Eternal Echoes did, where he has a what to expect on all the missions for the T6s and everything. Well, I want to do a little bit more of a deep dive into that and kind of do a lore video on those. So I want to read the story, find out what's going on, and kind of present that. So I want to do the missions that are all leading up to the missions, and then finally do the end missions and see how the story plays out and what goes on with that while reading through the story and presenting that information. I think it'd be fun, and I'll probably even create playlists with those in the series, so if anybody does want to see what type of stories are in Eve Echoes and how they transpire and pan out, they'll be able to actually look at those and follow along. So for anyone who's just looking to how to do those missions, there's plenty of videos out there for that. This is going to be a more story reading through of all those missions. I also want to try to start keeping an eye out on items and ships and stuff to see what type of tidbits of lore information that we can find, and see if we could put together what's going on in Eve Echoes. I know there's already a lot of lore for Eve Online, and I kind of will compare and contrast and see how it pans out in Eve Echoes, and see what the lore is, what it's going to bring, and how the story is going to evolve and grow as the game evolves and grows. So that's another aspect that I want to focus more on 2021 as well. So look forward to that. I'm going to be doing some research into those, putting those videos together as well, and seeing what I can find, and hopefully that'll be fun. The main thing is the weekly live stream that I want to do to actually interact with the people who watch my channel and basically be able to hang out and have fun with everybody. That being said, I'm currently corpless because I am going to be moving over corpse into a new corp. So that's going to be happening soon, and hopefully that will lead to more and more growth. I'll let you guys know the corp that I move over to shortly once I'm actually in the corp and I talk with some of the people there. The corp itself is going to be run by Eternal Echoes, and with in mind to help out players who are mainly doing solo content and PvE content for that. So it'll be focused on grouping that type of stuff, but there's going to be a lot more to it than just that, so I don't want to jump on anyone else's bandwagons. So I'll let you guys know all the details about that once those details have actually been fleshed out. Okay. So I think that's all going to be fun, and I'm looking very much forward to it. Now, the last thing I want to say about that is, what do you guys want to see from me? You're the ones who watch me. So why don't you go ahead and leave me in the comments and let me know what content you would like to see me do, if you have any type of ideas. And they might actually get implemented within the next year. Most likely they will, at least at some point. Okay. So, with this ship, I'm still quite new on it. You can see it's basically the same fit that I'm using on the first one that I used, except I did change out for a target painter. Oh, so running against this mission, I'm kind of still putting everything to a test. I want to see how it goes, what's going on, what's good, what's bad with this ship, what it can actually withstand. And as my skills get better with it, it's only going to take me probably about 14 days or so to get the skills to where where the ship gets all of its bonuses. Okay. So I think these Minmatar ships are going to be just fine for us to fight. We are getting kind of close to them, but if they're using cannons, our speed tank, I believe, is going to be enough to evade most of them. So yeah, I'm upping up the ante a little bit, trying out something a bit harder. I'm going to keep stepping up the ante with this ship and seeing what I can get out of it. And once I do get my skills trained up fully, I'll be tackling some of the harder storyline stuff with it as well. So hey, may just sit on 0 again and we can see a phantasm get destroyed. That'll make for a great video if that happens. Very sad day, but great video. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the Tornado. The Maelstrom over here is going to be the battleship and take the longest for us to kill. But let's get this guy off at the table if we can. Let's go ahead and activate all of our stuff. Now, if you weren't with us for the first video, I'm sitting at 710 DPS when this thing is hot. So my DPS isn't exactly the greatest in this. It is going to go up by quite a bit more, I believe, once I get my skills up, which isn't going to take too terribly long. I think it's 8 days to get the 1 skill to 5, and then I'll actually be able to throw 2 or 3 of the expert behind it, and that should give me like a 25-30% damage increase total, which is going to be pretty substantial. And the speed tank on this is quite amazing, and I have very low skills for my advanced cruiser. I think it's sitting at 2, maybe 3. I think it's just 2 though. So it's going to get much faster than what it is now. And that was one of the reasons why the target painter was actually suggested to me. Um, so I'm trying that out now. One of the things I just did there was leave my large shield booster on, so we get to see if it can actually recover from that, or if it's going to be like the Drake and not able to actually recover once I do that. Let's see. So I am going to activate the battery and that, but I'm not going to activate the shield booster. I'm going to see if we can regenerate some of that cap and get back to a better position before the next wave spawns. I don't think I need to use the target painter or a battleship. I think it's plenty big. We shouldn't have any trouble there, and that's going to save me a little bit of power on my capacitor. So my capacitor is already back up to 61%, so its recharge is pretty good on this ship. Okay. Wow. We are 10 km off of the spawn, so we are exceedingly close. Is there a station here? No, there's not. So the battleships still do take quite a bit of time to actually punch through all of their armor and everything. So that is going to be a thing. Even when I get the DPS up on this ship, these battleships are just going to be tanky. I'm pretty confident that I can get this ship over 600 DPS cold, which might put me at close to 800, if not 800 hot, which is still going to be pretty good with a ship that can speed tank and shield tank. Nope, let's go ahead and activate these again. So I'm also very excited. Tier 9 is coming up. And what I mean by coming up is it's still quite a long ways off. We're at 72%, so you've got 63 days. So that's a little over 2 months. And so that 2 months is going to go by very quickly. So we're going to finish up this month here. And with 2 days, we're going to have 60 days. So basically exactly at 2 months. So we're looking at March. So in March, we're going to have access to those battleships, and I'm going to be able to get into an apocalypse, and I cannot wait to get into that apocalypse. It's going to be so much fun. I've been waiting for this apocalypse since day one. That's the ship that I want. And I plan on for T10 going from the apocalypse to the apocalypse striker. That thing has siege mode. Oh, I'm so excited for that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and approach. These guys are very, very, very close to me. But I am a very fast ship. Alright, so we are going to start. Okay. Let's change over to this guy. And we're going to hit him with the web as well. And the target painter now that it's off cooldown. Okay. Now we're going to focus fire this guy. We're going to come around on an approach. See if we can grab him. And go into a hard orbit. Excellent. Okay. Approach. Turn this off. Remember to do it this time. And let's hit up this Bellicose. Say hi. Okay. Not bad. We still do have that Hound 2 sitting over there on us too, but we'll take care of him in just a second. Alright, so if I remember these missions enough, I haven't actually done quite any of them in a while. We're gonna have multiple battleships spawn within the last wave. Let's actually orbit that guy. Perfect. Okay. Activate our damage. Excellent. Alright, so now we're in full orbit. Everything should be just fine. We should be able to speed tank these guys. If they're all using large weapons, there shouldn't be any way that they can hit us at this speed. And this ship's only going to get faster and faster. Capacitor is holding strong. It was able to recover from that overutilization of the large shield booster. So that's actually pretty neat as well, seeing how cap stable this ship can be. It actually makes me think that I can possibly get away with putting the inertia stabilizer rig on there as well. Alright, so once we got this tornado down, we'll move over to the Maelstrom. But yeah, I'm excited to actually start jumping in with other players and experiencing that part of the game. I want to see how I can group up with people and we can accomplish different things. I do know that there is going to be a lot of PvE focused stuff being released. New types of events and things like that, so I'm also excited to see what they do with all of that with the game. PvP is going to be interesting, especially with the introduction of scanners and whatnot. So we're going to see how that's going to go. Would I be out here in this ship if there was scanners? Not by myself, that's for sure. Also, I would be keeping a much closer look on here. So PvE players, once they introduce scanners, are going to have to pay way more attention to local. See how many people are in there. Be ready to actually get out if they need to. Especially if they're doing harder content. Nobody likes getting scanned down. Okay. Gotta remember to stay on top of my heatsink over there. So wave 2 wasn't relatively difficult. Looks like this ship is going to do just fine so far. The mission that I am running is Hidden Threat Hard. It is a 7 million ISK that's going to help me unlock the For Freedom. So yeah. Other than that, I think there's going to be a lot of exciting things that are going to be transpiring over the course of the next year. Especially when it comes to Eve Echoes. I'm going to be going into the new corporation. I'm going to be working together with everyone in the Discord, trying to put different stuff together. I'm excited to see what type of events that they're going to be doing and what type of things will come from that. So many cool people in the Discord. They have so great ideas and all sorts of things. They're always getting together and doing something crazy. Battleships. They take a long time to kill. This is a spy, Maelstrom. He's sneaky. So I even think that once this ship does get the few skills that I need in this, yeah, I'm expecting to have over 600 DPS in this ship. Okay. Start approaching. Never mind, we're coming this way. Manual pilot away. Manual pilot away. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Go ahead and turn around and orbit this guy. We're going to blow up his signature if we can. And we're going to fire. He's got us webbed. Okay. We don't need to have our guns on for now. We pulled out quite far away. I don't know if that was necessary. Let's go into an orbit. Alright. Start lighting this guy up. We are taking a bit of tick damage. They're hitting us for a little bit here and there. Grab him with the web if we can. There we go. Move on to this Thrasher. Up ourselves off since we do have the everything's on cooldown. We have the battery. So the battery will help us out with that. We can get a web on this guy. Okay. Our battery's done, so make sure we turn our shield off. It is 13, so we can grab them. Okay. Now we're gonna get this Bellicose. And we're in a pretty good spot. So far, this ship is doing phenomenal. It's pretty fun having a cruiser that can speed tank. One of the things people have told me as well is that in PvP, a lot of the times you don't actually end up using this mirror small shield field module. You can actually take that off and put in some other stuff that's going to help you in a lot of the PvE better. Now, I still want to kind of get a feel for it, so I'm probably going to try to do a lot more Caldari missions and, if I can, the Minmatar and the Caldari. try to just get more missiles thrown at me, so I can get an idea of actually using it and when's the appropriate times to use it. I'm sure it'll be very handy in the storyline missions. There we go. I think probably one of the best things on this ship is that capacitor battery. So at this speed, we are actually still taking a little bit of damage. I think it's from the Typhoon. We're far enough away from the Typhoon that able to get some glancing shots on us. Probably using the auto cannons, if I would imagine. Once we actually get in orbit around him, I think it'll be just fine. Okay, let's start moving that way. $666 damage, huh? Okay. We're in optimal range for us now. I don't think he's going to be able to hit us at all. Yeah, so we're in a real good spot now. All right. And the last wave will be starting soon. Just got to get through one Typhoon. And the last wave, I do expect to see multiple battleships. So we'll see how that pans out. So I think this ship is basically going to fill the role of my old Harbinger. Still plan on picking up another Harbinger to replace the one that I lost. And I am going to play around with that ship, especially now that I'll have way more laser skills, so it's going to do a whole lot better. So the Harbinger is going to be even more fun. But I think this ship is pretty much going to take the role away from my Harbinger. Was always a close range, brawling tanky ship, and I like the brawling playstyle quite a bit. It's very fun, a lot more interactive. But I do think that this ship is going to pretty much take the place of that. This ship is probably going to take the place of a lot of different things. It's just such a versatile ship. It'll be very, very tanky. It can do really good damage. Like, even doing this mission, I might be able to get away with actually not taking the shield hardener at all, and actually taking another heatsink to amplify the damage a bit more. I'll again have to get a feel for how this ship behaves and what I can get away with. But so far, it seems to be pretty good for just tackling some of the news missions on their hardest difficulty. Well, the hardest difficulty that's available to us thus far. Okay. So this is, I believe, the final wave? No. There's not two battleships. This can't be the final wave. Okay. Block up the tiny ships here. All right. Get these thrashers taken out here. Yeah, you're webbing me. I'm webbing you, buddy. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Let's come in on a straight approach here. Okay, we do have multiple battleships. Let's move into an orbit. Hmm. All right. And let's grab him if we can. Slow him down a little bit. Grab again. Okay. Yeah, we're mighty close. We're up in everybody's orbits now. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit and just zoom out commands with this emulator are a bit wonky. Yeah, so here we are. Activate that. Start applying a bit more damage. And let's lock up our other two ships. Go into orbit around this hound. Okay. Now moving into the tornado. It looks like we're pretty much in the safety zone now. None of these big ships are laying any type of damage on us. They're all too close. So they're going to have to spread out if they want to even try to get some glancing blows on us, which I don't know if they're going to be able to do or not. I don't think they're going to be smart enough to start moving away. So we just have to keep monitoring our heatsink and our battery. Use those appropriately, and we should be able to finish this quite quickly. As quickly as expected, anyway. Okay. So it does look like they're actually getting a little bit smarter than I gave them credit for, and the Typhoon has actually been moving away. So that does mean he might be able to get into range where he can get some glancing blows on us. Very smart of him. Let's see if it pans out for him. Okay. Nope, he's coming back in now. So I thought it was smart of him, but he just decided that he wanted to take all of my compliments I was giving him and throw them right out the window. Alright, so now we just basically have to wait here for the 2 Typhoons to die. Doesn't look like there's really going to be any type of threat. Just a waiting game, and every minute we'll be able to turn on our heatsink again. There we go. So this is going rather swimmingly. I don't see any type of issue. I think this ship is going to do perfect for all of the missions. It's going to be able to get there, do them quite quickly, and get out. So I think it's going to be a fun experience. I will have to put it into perspective, maybe do some time attacks and see what does it better. So I'll find out if you're just going to be doing news missions and things like that to make a little bit of money to build up to the storylines. If the Phantasm will be able to clear them out faster than, like, let's say an Oracle or even a Harbinger. Still find this ship quite amazing. It's able to tank, speed tank, and do damage. That is just so impressive to me. And it can do them all with practically the same fit. Now its tank itself can go to an insane tank. I was looking at the tank. If you throw on 2 of the hardeners and a reactive hardener, so 2 adaptives and 1 reactive, and you have that, you get everything like into the 90s. Crazy. Not only can you have all that, but you also have a large shield booster on. And I have 2 damage mods. If I replace those damage mods, I could get a thermal screen and then also get the one that increases the shield repair amount by 30%. It'd be crazy. This thing could tank for days. Now, it would still be very susceptible to being neuted. Oh, been sitting here talking and I completely forgot about my heatsink. Okay, we can start moving towards the next ship. It has gotten a little bit away from us. It's like they kind of flow, kind of like they're on waves. They're moving in and then back out, in and then back out. So this ship's optimal range is pretty close. Extremely close compared to the ships that I normally fly. Go. 14.74. Maximum, where it's doing 50% damage, is up to 20. Very, very, very close. But with the speed tank that this thing can put out, do that as well. No, it's not nearly as fun as seeing the crazy damage numbers an Oracle can put off. Oracle has some crazy damage numbers. But this thing is firing like a little machine gun when it comes to lasers. The red hues over the Minmatar space. Something else. Kind of looks like the entire area of space has been rusted over. Alright, so where are we sitting at? We're 41 minutes. Yeah, I would want to speed up these missions a little bit if I was doing them. I don't know if once I do get all the skills that I want in this and everything, if I can get these missions done in roughly 30 minutes, a little bit over, I would be happy and consider this ship very, very well if it could do these in about 30 minutes each. Okay. Not long now. Wonder if they're gonna have a surprise fifth wave on me. Guess just in case I should start heading towards the get out area. Nope. Alright. I'm not gonna sit here and make you watch me pick up all the loot. But I do want to say, if you guys do have any ideas of what type of content you would like to see me make, please go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. If you do enjoy my content, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to next year. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next time.